1923 confirms a sad fact about the Duttons lasts into Kevin Costner's Yellowstone era. 1923 confirms a piece of Dutton family history that remains unchanged into John Dutton III's Kevin Costner, Yellowstone era. The second season of Taylor Sheridan's Prohibition-era prequel about the Dutton family has grave and ominous tones. A mountain lion appears on their porch in 1923's Season 2 premiere, heralding the killing season that affects every member of the Dutton family in unique and profound ways. Jack Dutton, Darren Mann, has watched everyone around him struggle as he silently deals with the passing of his father, John I, James Badge Dale, and waits to avenge his death. Jack's wife, Elizabeth Strafford, Michelle Randolph, is also having a hard winter, especially after a rabid wolf bites her leg in 1923 Season 2, Episode 2, causing a series of unfortunate circumstances. Meanwhile, Helen Mirren's Cara Dutton waits for Spencer, Brandon Sklenar, to return, who is fighting his way back to the ranch while thinking about his wife, Alexandra of Sussex, Julia Schlepfer, with every stride. That said, Harrison Ford's Jacob Dutton faces a hurdle that is more removed from the wild nature of the land, although it represents the killing season that Elsa Dutton's narration describes just as well. 1923 confirms that every Dutton generation lacked the money to keep Yellowstone financially secure. Jacob Dutton struggles to pay the Yellowstone Ranch's taxes. The end of 1923 Season 1 and 1923 Season 2 confirm a sad fact for the Dutton family. Jacob Dutton lacks the financial resources to maintain ownership of the Yellowstone Ranch, as does likely every generation of the family that succeeds him. We know that John Dutton III shares his ancestors' financial hurdles. After John's death, the Duttons lose their ranch in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, when Case Luke Grimes sells it to the Broken Rock tribe in Yellowstone's series finale. While Case makes just over $1 million selling the ranch to Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, it's worth much more than that. The Dutton family's greatest asset was their land, not the cash in their bank accounts. The Dutton family's greatest asset was their land, not the cash in their bank accounts. In Yellowstone Season 5, John plans to lease land in Texas to feed his herd over the winter. He tells Beth Kelly Riley that he needs $1.4 million a month and is taking out a loan to pay the bill. During a heated argument that ensues due to Beth knowing they can't spare the expense, John and his daughter argue back and forth, highlighting that the ranch hardly ever turns a profit. Therefore, Jacob's dilemma regarding the ranch's finances is a lasting debacle. Jacob Dutton can lose the Yellowstone Ranch to Donald Whitfield. Donald Whitfield paid the Yellowstone Ranch's taxes. Just like John's kids risked losing the ranch if they couldn't pay the mortgage to cover the Yellowstone Ranch's massive tax bill, Jacob Dutton is at risk of losing the ranch due to his inability to pay its taxes. Donald Whitfield, Timothy Dalton, reveals in 1923 Season 1's finale that Jacob was behind on his property taxes. Donald insidiously paid them, meaning that the deed for the ranch will revert to Whitfield if Dutton doesn't pay his taxes. In 1923 Season 2, Episode 1, Jacob says he got last year's taxes paid, but worries about the next year. Case and Beth losing the ranch because they can't pay the inheritance tax means Jacob's dilemma in 1923 lasts for over a century, proving that the Dutton family shoulders a massive financial burden in maintaining the largest contiguous ranch in the United States. In Yellowstone Season 5's finale, M.O. Brings Plenty tells a group of Broken Rock children not to knock over and dishonor the Dutton family's graves because they protected this land. They died for this land. While sometimes they protected it in more militant ways, the Dutton family also maintained the ranch as a business. Jacob doesn't have his own Beth Dutton to find ways to make Yellowstone money. Beth studied finance in college. The difference between John's struggle in Yellowstone and Jacob's struggle in 1923 is that the latter shoulders the financial burden on his own, whereas Kevin Costner's patriarch has Beth to help him navigate the unruly tides of the ranch's finances. Especially in Yellowstone Season 5, Beth looks for ways to make the ranch money. She tells her dad in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 7, that they should package and sell their beef, pleading with her father and assuring him that she can be the one to figure out the repacker that stumps every other rancher from distributing their beef personally. Beth tells her father, "You are a rancher. I am a businessman. And I have spent my entire career making $50, $100, $1 million deals for others. Now I'm going to make one for you." Beth was probably motivated to study finance after witnessing her father's struggle to keep Yellowstone financially solvent. Sadly, Beth never makes the money she promised before John's death, but she uses her savvy finance skills to liquidate the ranch's assets in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, to pay the mortgage. Sadly, Jacob doesn't have his own Beth in 1923 to talk some sense into him and provide solutions.